Heat insisted they had improved since Boston beat them down to open the season, but they were wrong. They haven't. Boston just went into their house, beat them up physically, and ripped their hearts out once again. Miami is not physical nor mentally tough enough right now to handle Boston. Not in Boston's house and not in their own. And judging from how much junk the Celtics were talking after the game, they know it. Paul Pierce tweeted this kill shot on the way out of town. Quote, "It's been a pleasure to bring my talents to South Beach." Glenn Davis piled on saying, quote, "No one can spoil this night. Good for us to come in and spank that plebe." And it's not just the Celtics, and it's not just growing pains. The Heat are a mess. They're 5-4. 5-4. They've lost 3 of their last 4, 2 in a row at home, where they choked away a 22-point lead because, in Eddie House's words, they got bored. Then they fell behind 20 in last night's boat race. Heat coach Eric Spoelstra says it's all part of a process, and it's just going to take a little more time.
Some people expected it to happen right away, but we have to go through the process and develop. You get to March, April, this is probably something that will really benefit us.
Yeah, maybe. But the rate you're going, and considering LeBron is already taking runs at you publicly, you're not going to make it out of December, much less to March or April. As far as this being a process, we're not the ones who fired up the smoke machine, went all WWE and talked about 6 or 7 rings. You guys did. Of course, you need more time, but what you really need is more players, because you can't play 3-on-5, and especially considering the big 3 really isn't a big 3 at all. Not with Chris Bosh already pulling a vanishing act, and not with the other 2 being essentially the same player and both needing the basketball in their hand. So really, you're playing 1.5-on-5. So what you have is last year's Cleveland Cavaliers, only not as good. And it sure didn't take LeBron very long to turn on his coach, Eric Spoelstra, did it? He took his first shot at him after Tuesday's choke job against the Jazz, saying the Utah coach, Jerry Sloan, knew exactly what the Heat were going to do. And then after Boston slapped him last night, he again pointed the finger at Spoelstra.
For myself, 44 minutes is too much. I think Spo know that. 40 minutes for D-Wade is too much. We have to have, have to have as much energy as we can to finish games out.
You gotta be kidding me. Can you imagine Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan in their prime at age 25 in a revenge game against a rival, saying that the coach played them too many minutes and asking off the floor? There's no way in the world Bryant would say that right now at 32 with all of his mileage and 5 rings in his back pocket. That's why you missed those 2 free throws late in the game, shot one off the side of the glass, and couldn't finish that layup. You were tired, and that's the coach's fault for not doing a better job of regulating his 25-year-old Hall of Famer's minutes? I mean, congratulations. You are now the first superstar in the history of the association to complain about getting too many minutes. And what you're saying is you're the 2-time MVP, the face of the franchise, playing alongside another Hall of Famer and an All-Star, and you still think that too much is being asked of you. He's already calling out his coach publicly, something he never really did to Mike Brown in Cleveland, regardless of how little he thought of him. Then again, I guess that's what having all that pressure and a huge bullseye on your back will do to you. When the heat's coming down and everybody's looking at LeBron James, he's got to blame somebody else. It's never his fault. It wasn't in Cleveland, and it's not going to be in Miami, and he's already putting it on his coach. It's a